You are now about to witness
some real shit.
You said you wanted to legalize prostitution.
Think of how much depression is out here. The young men out here sad, nothing to look forward to. They need that. Yeah, everybody don't got access to go live like that.
Oh, Lord.
So that was Karlous Miller on Club Shay Shay. Pretty good interview. I haven't watched the whole thing. When I got to that part, I said, I'm gonna make a video about that. So before we get started, I'm not in any way crapping or dumping, shitting, whatever on Karlous. I like Karlous. Out of the 85 South show, he's probably the only one that's really funny and talented. Actually has routines and jokes instead of just trying to roast the whole time. So I really like Karlous. Karlous says he thinks that legalizing prostitution can cure depression in young men. All right. First, let me give another little caveat. I understand that Karlous is a comedian, and comedians have to try to be funny at all times. You know, they have people watching them. They can open up a new audience. This new audience could be in different cities, different states, different countries. This is opened up to a whole new fan base. So I understand that it's a business and you have to be funny. Nobody really is watching a lot of comedians for their serious takes on things. They always have to throw a little bit of comedy in there. So I understand that. But let's be honest now. He's saying that a lot of men today, young men, I guess, whatever, don't know how to talk to women. I guess that's true. But one thing I will say, prostitution is not the answer to that. Because one, if you're talking to a woman on that, that's kind of like ordering something from a restaurant. That's like going to Burger King. Yeah, I get a number 2. Like, that's not, you walk up to one, yeah, how much you working tonight? How much you charge? That's not talking to a woman. You see what I mean? The young men out there, especially in high school and stuff like that, if you want to know how to talk to women, you have to go through that growing pain, that growing awkward stage of talking to them and getting rejected. It's going to take a long time to get used to it. You're going to get discouraged. You're like, man, I don't feel like, man, she fine, but I don't want to talk. I'm going to get rejected again. What's the point? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not good at this. Anything that you haven't done yet, you're not going to be good at it. You can have a natural aptitude for stuff, but it always takes grind, work ethic, hustle, and repetition to get good at something. Before you hop behind the wheel of a car, you didn't know how to drive. Practicing every day or every weekend, every other, whatever, you eventually got good at it, right? Good enough to get your license. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And when you're trying to talk to women or whatever, when you're trying to do anything in life, keep going, keep striving. You will get there. Okay. But you can't, no one man can teach another man how to get women. You have to write your own playbook. You have to realize your personality. You have to realize your strengths and weaknesses. You have to realize that a lot of times when most of the men that when we have gotten with women, you got to understand a lot of it is circumstance. She could be going through something. She could have just got out of a relationship. She could have rejected you just because you look like her ex. It's not always he's ugly. It could be you could look like her ex. What if you said something? What if she was liking what you was talking, and maybe you said something that's like, oh no, this guy that used to, beat me or call me stupid, call me names, whatever. He said that. That's how he talked. So no, I can't go down that road again. You know what I mean? So it's not always you ugly or you ain't got no game or whatever. You're too similar to a guy she used to deal with. Sitting there thinking that prostitution is going to cure some kind of lack that men don't know how to talk to women. I can guarantee you that's not the case at all. It's not going to make it any better. Now, do I think that prostitution should be legalized? Well, I really don't know. I mean, if you live in America like me, supposedly we live in a free country and we can, we have people say it all the time, we live in a free country. This is a free country, ain't it? But we live in a free country, but you can get thrown in jail for putting drugs in your own body. A woman can go to jail for selling her own body that she was born with. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, it's not going to cure any kind of depression. And I want to say this too. That's kind of how like men view, maybe people in general, view sex with women as like some kind of healing properties in their pussy. Like if you just have sex, all your other problems go away. Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, my mom's in the hospital. Oh, my dad got Alzheimer's. Oh, I lost my job, but if I give me a quick nut, that's gonna make everything. Yeah, I understand. Well, sometimes it could bring you back to center. It could get you a little more focused. I get that, but it's not a cure. The truth of the matter is, there really is no cure for depression in general. I think human beings, we go through depression every now and again. It's kind of like a default mechanism. It kind of makes you feel like you're alive. Now, I'm not talking about chronic depression. I'm not talking about crippling depression. I'm not talking about that. But you can't stay happy all the time. You definitely can't stay mad all the time. And you can't stay in the middle all the time. Your brain is but it's always shifting. Sometimes you're in low gear, sometimes you're in high gear, and sometimes you're just kind of coasting. You know, it's kind of, like I said, it kind of regulates, it kind of fluctuates. It never stays in one spot too long. So, just remember that. But like I said, I like Karlous a lot. He has a lot of good things to say. He's very wise. He's like a young OG. I think he's like almost 40, right at 40. He talks like somebody in his mid to late 50s. So he's obviously lived a life full of adventure and trying things and picking up game from older folks around him. That's what men do. We teach the younger generation. We kind of give them jewels, and then you have to fine tune it to your life. You don't just pick up a jewel and say, "Oh, I got the answer now." No, you got to fine tune it to your life, see if it's applicable for what you're trying to do. That's my take on that. No, prostitution is not a cure for depression or anything like that. You're a man, especially a young man, if you're nervous to talk to women, it's nerve wracking. You're going up to a damn stranger and trying to talk to them, you got to get them to be comfortable with you. Kind of like fishing. When you get one, you don't want to lose it saying some dumb shit. You don't want the hook, you don't want to get off the hook and run and take off. You know what I mean? So you got to be comfortable. You can't show signs of uncomfort. You got to show signs of being confident all the time. She has to pick up on that. So understand it's going to be a process, but hey, man, you keep going, you get through it. As always, I'd love to know what y'all think down there in the comment section. Go on and sub up for me if you want to see more of my takes on stuff. Check out some of my old videos, and I'll see y'all on the next video, man.